Brunei, where? Oh, there. Hey, remember that archipelago just chilling below Vietnam? No, not the Philippines, the other one. Yeah, that's Brunei. Tiny on the map, big on history. We're talking centuries of drama, intrigue, and enough gold to make a dragon jealous. Tucked onto the island of Borneo, Brunei's like that friend with a shoebox apartment but a trust fund they're too polite to brag about. Surrounded by Malaysia, it's got beaches, rainforest, and more oil than a teenager's forehead. But before the oil money, there were sultans, pirates, and enough colonialism to make you cough uncomfortably. Buckle up, because Brunei's story is about to take you from humble beginnings to surprising riches, all while staying roughly the size of Delaware. So, how'd this tiny nation even get started? It's a fascinating tale that takes us back over 1,000 years. Well, picture this. It's the 7th century, things are pretty chill, then bam. A new chapter in history begins. A dude named Awang Alak Betatar shows up. He's not just any guy, he's got big plans. He's like, this place is nice, I'm gonna be Sultan now. And he wasn't kidding. And everyone's like, sure, why not? They saw potential in his leadership. Okay, maybe it wasn't that simple. There were probably some intense discussions and negotiations. But Awang did convert to Islam, becoming the first Sultan Muhammad Shah. And boom, this was a game changer. The Sultanate of Brunei was born. It marked the beginning of a new era. Think of it like a startup, but instead of an app, they had, well, an entire country. They had to build everything from scratch. Early Brunei was all about trade. The strategic location made it a bustling hub. Spices, porcelain, you name it, they shipped it. Their trade networks were extensive. Think of them as the Amazon Prime of the South China Sea, but with fewer drones and more boats. They were efficient and reliable. This made them rich, powerful, and a prime target for, well, you'll see. Their wealth and influence attracted attention from all over. Now, with a new religion came new ideas, and Brunei went all in on Islam. Mosques popped up faster than Starbucks in a gentrified neighborhood. The Sultanate wasn't just about making it rain gold, they were spreading the faith too. This era saw some pretty rad rulers. You've got Sultan Bolkiah, the OG, not the current one, who expanded the empire like he was playing Risk after a Red Bull. Then there's Sultan Sharif Ali, who's basically the Beyoncé of Brunei's history. Talented, beloved, and credited with bringing about a golden age of culture and peace. Brunei was the place to be. It was like the trendy coffee shop of Southeast Asia. Everyone wanted a piece of the action. Section 4. Brunei's empire, sun never set, except when it did. By the 16th century, Brunei was basically the cool kid on the block. It was a time of prosperity and cultural flourishing. The empire was known for its impressive architecture, vibrant markets, and a society that was rich in tradition and innovation. Their empire stretched across Borneo and even into the Philippines. This vast territory meant they had control over crucial trade routes, which brought in wealth and influence from all corners of Southeast Asia. They were swimming in riches, influencing culture, and probably throwing some killer parties. The royal court was known for its opulence, with grand feasts and celebrations that showcased their wealth and power. But good times, as they say, never last. Enter the Europeans. The arrival of European explorers marked the beginning of a new and challenging era for Brunei. First came the Portuguese, who were more interested in spices than conquering, but their arrival was a sign of things to come. They established trade routes that disrupted the local economy and shifted the balance of power. Then came the Spanish, who were a bit more hands-on. They sought to expand their empire and convert the local population, leading to conflicts and resistance from the Bruneian people. Let's just say things got messy. The battles and skirmishes that ensued were brutal and left a lasting impact on the region. Internal conflicts didn't help either. The royal family and nobility were often at odds, leading to power struggles and weakening the empire from within. Imagine a family Thanksgiving where everyone's fighting over the last piece of pie, but the pie is control of the empire. These internal disputes made it difficult to present a united front against external threats. Yeah, it was kinda like that. The combination of external pressures and internal strife eventually led to the decline of Brunei's once mighty empire. Section 5. From top dog to underdog, colonization bites. Remember those internal squabbles? Well, they weakened Brunei, making them easy pickings for a new player, Great Britain. The Brits with their tea and their stiff upper lips were like, this whole independent nation thing is cute, but we'll take it from here. Brunei, once a mighty empire, was carved up like a Thanksgiving turkey. They lost territory faster than you can say colonialism is bad, actually. By the late 19th century, they were basically renting their own country from the British. It wasn't ideal. But hey, at least they still had their Sultan, right? Well, kind of. He was more like the British Empire's roommate who occasionally got asked for decorating advice. Section 6. Brunei says we got this, eventually. World War II rolled around and Japan decided to add Brunei to their places to conquer list, expanding their empire. The British, busy fighting a two-front war, were like, "You guys good over there?" Spoiler alert. They were not good at all. But the war also planted the seeds of independence in the region. Bruneians, after experiencing life under Japanese occupation, also not great, were like, you know what, we got this ourselves. It took a while, paperwork, negotiations, you know the drill, but in 1984, Brunei finally kicked colonialism to the curb and became a fully independent nation again. Cue the confetti and celebrations. Section 7. Modern Brunei oil money, fancy mosques, same sultan. So, what's Brunei up to now? This small yet wealthy nation has been making headlines for various reasons, and it's worth diving into what makes it tick. Well, remember that oil we mentioned? It's the lifeblood of Brunei's economy. Turns out it's a pretty good moneymaker. The oil industry has been the backbone of Brunei's wealth for decades. Today, Brunei is one of the wealthiest nations per capita, which basically means they're rolling in dough. The streets are lined with luxury cars, and the urban areas are a testament to their affluence. They've got gleaming mosques, pristine parks, and a sultan who's been in charge since the Beatles were still together. Talk about job security. Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah has been a constant figure, guiding the nation through its modern era. But it's not all sunshine and roses. Beneath the surface, there are issues that the nation grapples with. Brunei has faced criticism for its human rights record and lack of political freedom. International organizations have often highlighted these concerns, putting pressure on the government to make changes. Plus, relying on oil is like putting all your eggs in one basket, which is never a good idea unless you're making an omelet. The volatility of oil prices can pose significant risks to the economy, and even then, you should probably diversify. Brunei has been exploring other avenues to ensure a stable future, from tourism to financial services. So, there you have it. A nation rich in history and wealth, yet facing modern challenges. Brunei, a tiny nation with a massive history, from its days as a powerful empire to its time under colonial rule, and now as an independent and wealthy state. From mighty empire to colonized territory to independent and wealthy nation, they've seen it all. The resilience and adaptability of Brunei are truly remarkable. And who knows what the future holds? The world is watching to see how Brunei will navigate the complexities of the 21st century. Maybe they'll discover a new spice or finally invent that self-filling oil well. The possibilities are endless. Hey, a comedian can dream, right? The future is unwritten and Brunei's story is far from over.